Hey guys, it's Dan Green again, and I wanted to make an update to my last video. In my last video, I installed the extended slide lock and an extended slide stop. That I bought both of those from the Glock Store, and then after I got the extended slide stop installed, it wasn't fitting exactly correctly. It was, see if you can see this, but it's supposed to be in the center there. This is the stock when I put back on, but the one from the Glock Store was not, it was pushing past that, and I was just concerned that even though it seemed to be functioning properly, I was concerned that it wouldn't continue to function properly, and I just didn't like the way it was fitting. I contacted the Glock Store, and with the pandemic and with the, just with their reduced staff and all the things that they're having to do in California, and also with it being holiday season, they're harder to communicate with. But I did get an email back from them and exchanged emails a couple of times. They wanted a picture, I sent them a picture, and ultimately they said they got in touch with the guy who was very willing to give me a refund. He said I could exchange if I wanted to, but they didn't have any in stock. And I had heard from someone else that they had bought the same part and it fit their gun the same way that mine was fitting. And in fact, the guy from the Glock Store admitted that there was a known issue and didn't understand why their quality control had not actually pulled those from the shelf. And maybe they have now because they don't have them in stock anymore. And he said, and I told him I just didn't want to wait until they got more in, and then it turned out to not fit again. So they without any difficulty, they refunded my money, and I did appreciate that. I had also ordered one from Vickers Tactical slide stop as well, and I'd ordered it from the Glock Store, but they were back ordered, but I found them at Tango Down, so I ordered one from Tango Down and canceled my Glock Store order. And so today what I'm going to do is install this one. I have taken it out of the package. I've not tried to install it on the pistol yet, but I have had it out of the package, and I'll just, it's a little different. And I don't know if one is stamped and maybe one is not. This one, it honestly does not feel as well made. Maybe it feels a little bit cheaper. I don't know how to explain that. And the philosophy on how to give you more of surface to get a better grip on is different. It's I don't know if that's going to show up on the camera, but it's kind of just bumped out a little bit more, where the Glock Store model has an extra little tab here, and that's what was really making the problem. And it's got a little bump on the tab, and I like that. It just wasn't fitting. We will see how the Vickers Tactical one does. Honestly, most of the time, Glock makes one, and I've used the actual Glock part normally, but this time I'm tried the Glock Store model, which I like, just didn't fit properly. Now I'm going to try the Vickers Tactical, see how that goes. I always honestly hate doing this on the camera because this pin can be so difficult to get out. I've had times when it's come out so easy and other times when it hasn't, but I don't like having to struggle on the camera, but we'll see. Anyway, empty pistol, no magazine. Take it apart, and I was able to use my extended slide lock, slide lock just then, and that makes it so much easier. Put this off to the side, and then let's see how, like I've told you before, on these 43 X's and 48s, there's just one pin that has to be removed, and they're often kind of a bear, but I have learned that if you wiggle the slide stop, sometimes you just have to, you don't have to press real hard if you get it right, but sometimes they don't, sometimes I move the trigger, move the slide stop, and eventually things will just line up and it will just pop right out. Sometimes the eventually is in 10 seconds, sometimes it's in a couple of minutes, and I really don't want to go a couple of minutes on camera boring you guys to death, but we'll see. The last video I made, it just popped out immediately, and I was like, yeah, that never happens. So let's see how this goes. Not so great. There we go. Once it lines up, it just comes right on out. There's a little pin. Now, once that's out, I take out this little piece right here. I'm trying to do this where you can see in my camera, where to get me in the camera and this in is, I'm not figured out how to do that very well yet. Just take this right on out. And this, that's the stock one, it just comes right out. Now I'm going to take the Vickers Tactical one, and it just goes in same way, right where this one came out. No, let's not put the Glock Store one back in. Let's put the Vickers Tactical one. There we go. Okay, it seems to be fitting just fine. All right, you just reinstall this. Look through, see if everything's lining up. If it's not, you gotta make it line up. And then again, getting the pin in is about the same as getting it out. You gotta get it all lined up, and sometimes it does, and sometimes it doesn't. But I got it about halfway in now. Now it's catching on something. So let's see, wiggle. There we go. Right back in, here it snapped right into place. There you go. There it is. There it is, installed. And actually, it feels good. It feels like it's gonna give me a lot more purchase right there. Compared to the stock, it's a different design than the Glock Store model. It's actually much more like what I'm used to. And because it's the same basic size as the stock one, it fits in that little notch that the stock one fits in. So I think I'm gonna like this. I think that's gonna be really good. I like the way it feels. I like that. Yep. I think that's gonna be very good. I like it a lot. Just wanted to share the experiences with you guys about what had happened. I think the Glock Store is a fine place. I'm not trying to criticize them at all. They handled the refund extremely well. Didn't have any issues with that. My complaint with them is they're selling a part, or they were selling a part that apparently they were aware has a design imperfection, or at least a manufacturer imperfection, maybe design fine. I think if they could get that worked out, this would be a fine part to install, but I would wait until I knew that they had changed it and updated the design, or maybe they just had a bad batch. Couldn't really say, but I think that's going to be a very nice addition to the pistol. Appreciate if you guys liked and subscribed. I've got a few more ideas already in mind for some upcoming videos about some of the concealed carry stuff. I think I'll do belts next, about some experiences I've had with with concealed carry belts, and maybe talk about some holsters at some point. We'll see. And if anybody has any requests for any particular type of equipment, or even a specific brand to have a question on, be happy to address it if I have the experience and knowledge to. Guys, have a great evening, a great day, whatever time it is you're watching this. I tend to do these at night, so I'll say good night, but I know you could be watching it any time of the day or night. It's a wonderful thing about the internet, huh? But you guys have a great time, a great day, and be safe.